All right, in this video, let's talk about something really cool, Lambda functions. Lambda is just a fancy name, don't get confused. But by the end of this video, you'll be writing the Lambda functions like a pro. So what are Lambda functions? Well, in Python, a Lambda function is just a tiny or one-line function. It doesn't need a name. That's why we call it anonymous function. It's very useful when you need a quick function to do something, really quick or simple. So the syntax of Lambda function is, will go like this. Lambda parameters colon expression. Okay, expression. So this is the syntax of Lambda function. Normally when we create a function, we use define, right? Something like this. Here we have used define, right? This is how we create the normal Python functions. Okay, but this one does not need to define anything. Just use the keyword lambda and pass the parameters and then write your logic. Okay, simple. And after that, you simply call the functions with the arguments. Okay, and then the lambda function will do its work. Okay, so it's a very quick way when you want to do some quick task. If you don't want the code to be reusable, then you can do one-time task using lambda functions. Okay, so let's take an example of how this lambda functions work. Okay, so let's say we want to double a number. Okay, let's say we have a number and we will double it. All right, so let's say double is equal to, so this double is a variable until I write the lambda keyword. Okay, the moment I write the keyword lambda, this double will act as a function. Okay, so the syntax is lambda space parameter. So which parameter I want to accept, and then colon. You see the colon here in the syntax, right? I put the colon, and then we want to double a number, right? So we are expecting x, right? So x will be a number, and x into 2, right? X into 2, that means we are doubling a number. So this is the quick function using the lambda keyword. Now you want to call this function, right? So to call the function, you simply say double and pass 5 or 10 or anything. Okay, so this is actually an argument and this one is a parameter. Now let's put this inside a print statement because I just want to print the doubling of a number. And if I run it and you see 5 into 2, that is 10. Okay, so that's what you are seeing here. Now there's one important question. You see, double is a variable, and how am I able to call this variable, right? So if you want to call something, that should be a function, right? So am I calling a variable? No. So this double is actually acting as a function. Why it is acting as a function is because even though this double is a variable, we are assigning something to this variable, right? And the thing that we are assigning is a function. Okay, so we are assigning a function to a variable, right? Now this variable will work as a function. Okay, so that's why I said this double will be a variable until you write this lambda keyword. When you write this lambda keyword, this variable will become or will act as function. So that's why you are able to pass the argument to this double function. Okay, so now this double is indeed a function. All right, so that's about lambda functions. Now we will do one more task, like let's say let's add two numbers using the lambda function. Okay, so again, why do we use lambda function? Because if we don't want to use this doubling of a number functionality in again and again, then we simply use this lambda function to do it quickly. Okay, so now let's take another example of adding two numbers. Let's say add is equal to, again, lambda. Lambda is a keyword, and the moment you write this lambda keyword, this add will act as function. Okay, so let's say a comma b. Now this a and b are parameters, and you see the same function here in the regular function that we have learned, right? So you see this one. Okay, a and b, these are the parameters. and colon, then we have to write the expression. Expression is nothing but the logic. Okay, what is the logic? Logic is nothing but a plus b. Okay, we don't have to explicitly return return anything. The lambda function will automatically return the result. All right, so now if you print add of, pass whatever number, right? So like arguments we want to pass. Argument is again the actual values. Let me save it and let me run it again, and you see 3 plus 7 is 10. Let's make it 10. 3 plus 10 is 13, right? So that's how you write the lambda functions. Now sometimes you even want to check if a number is even or odd, right? So in that case you can simply say is even. Okay, so right away you can use these lambda functions in your code. Okay, so let's say lambda x is a number. Okay, so if you want to make it num, right, lambda num colon num modulus 2 is equal to 0, right, is equal to 0, then the number is even. Okay, number is even. There is no if condition, there is no return statement, nothing, right? This is just one line lambda function. Okay, so this is our condition. If this condition is true with this number, and this is going to return true. Now let's print is even. It's even. What we want to pass 4, right? So the number will be 4. It will check the 4 modules 2 is equal to 0. Yes, then it will give you true. Oh wait, it is true. If you say 7, it is false, right? So that's how you use lambda functions to make the quick task in your programs.